guys, and welcome to Soul Kitchen. It's our favorite episode to record. It's that time of the year. It's our top 10 episode. So we have a few guys in here, which is good, unlike the previous episode. So maybe we'll start off with the tradition of... forgot. I'll introduce everyone first, right? So we have... Today, at Kicking It with G, Emmanuel Guevara. How's it going, man?
Yeah, good, man. I know it's been a while since we've actually been doing some pods, so feels like it's new again.
Yep, and we're shittier than ever, right? Next up, Mr. Potato Head himself, Michael McLean, GR King. How's it going, man?
Yeah, pretty good, man.
Cool. And back on the show, it's Ollie's favorite episode as well. So he's back for his top 10. We have Oliver Phommavanh, Oliver Winfrey on Instagram. How's it going, man?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Yeah, best time of the year where everyone brings out their top 10 list. So yeah, really keen.
Cool. Before we start, what do you guys think of the Complex's top sneakers of the year? G. Like we discussed that last week. I just want a quick opinion from you.
It's very biased, and as I was saying in our chat, it's definitely a representation of what the culture is over in the States. So a lot of Nike and Jordans, and
still interesting, but it's a little bit weird. What about you, GR King? Have you had a chance to watch that?
I actually
panel?
I haven't seen it yet. I usually watch it most years, but like for me, I just feel like this year was such a down year in sneakers. I just felt like they're all just going to say SB4 and then move on from there. So I'm guessing that's what happened. So I don't actually know, but I usually enjoy it. Like it's usually a bit of shit talking in there, and like G says, there's usually a lot of politics over there. So I'm sure I'll get around to it at some point, but I wasn't that excited to kind of check it out this year.
Cool. Good call on the SB4 though, because that's their
number one?
So.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah. Shock horror.
Cool. All right. Well, let's go through the tradition of the show with our latest pickups or latest wear if you don't have one. Let's start with Emmanuel. Any LPU or latest wear?
A few LPUs like just from November, but I guess my most recent one would be the J-Tips Shadow 2. So hopefully that comes in next week. So very lucky to hop online this morning and cop those. So shout out to Kicks and Craze, to JP, sending me a link. But I had the Mizunos on today, so took a few pictures of that, the snowdrop, and I'll speak about that a little bit more later on. But yeah, that's me.
Cool. Yeah, those J-Tips sit for a little bit. Hey, I still haven't decided if I want to get them or not because I'm looking at this Sabotage 580 pair
I saw
from Singapore.
Too. Yeah.
So and they ship internationally now as well. So which is good that you can sit and wait now. You don't have to just,
which is amazing. So all I'm hearing is that you're waiting for 3 pairs of sneakers next week. Is that what I'm hearing?
Pretty much now, but I'm holding myself up a little bit. So, what about you, Micah? Any LPUs? You have
so many
LPUs.
so many LPUs. It was actually a struggle. You said only one. I said it was hard enough just to choose 2. So I did get I finally picked up the AMM3s. That was a long time coming. Finally got those. I really like these. It was my favorite AMM drop. And considering the, for
prostitution Jordans.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of which, that's a great new name for them, by the way. I love that. But it was nice to get those, especially because after I did win the Dawn raffle on the 5s, and then later that got cancelled. So they did get backdoored, and they're off to some prostitution ring in China, my pair. So, so it was nice
to go down in price, man. Like,
I know.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, I think so too, because of the price point from MM. And to be honest, I think I'll probably just try and replace that with the Dusk anyway, which I prefer more. I think Dusk with some white laces will look real nice.
I like the Dusk.
And considering my metallic fives got stolen, I think that'll be a decent replacement. So I'll eventually get those.
That's
And
a nice
the
replacement.
and I replaced, that was my other LPUs. I replaced my Lost and Found with a 2015, which is much better.
Nice.
So
Massive flex.
yeah, so
It's an upgrade, I
it's a
reckon.
massive upgrade. So the leather on this is pretty schmick. Yeah, I've got some crazy other LPUs, but we'll save that for another episode.
Cool. What about you, Ollie? Any new LPUs or?
Yeah. So just got these pretty quick. So these are the Dime Adidas skateboarding
Oh, nice.
shoe.
Yeah.
Yeah, very clean. I like them because they're kind of like a Vans sort of style, so very low cut, but just very simple. And I like the grey hits with the pink as well. So
Nice.
yeah, very happy with these.
They're very
Cool.
they're very reminiscent of the Puma Suede 50 anniversary pack with the staple one. All grey with the iridescent like Puma logo and that pink, just that pink hit. Yeah, looks real good.
Cool. And for my LPU, I have the by invitation only Kit Gelite trees.
Yeah, nice.
They're not really by invitation because they're by resale
Beautiful. Yeah.
via Sneaker Dunk. They don't have the special box or the card from Ronnie Fig,
Yeah.
so still a good pair. I don't want to put this on the top 10 at all because they're pretty much gate kept because of the exclusive access. So
Yeah.
good pair though. So
Yeah, I mean, how many pairs did they end up bringing out?
we don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? We actually probably missed if I don't check the Kit app regularly, but apparently it just randomly popped up on the loyalty section of the app for a short time, and if you miss it, you miss it. So maybe some of us did get that, but we weren't checking.
Yeah.
So apparently there's a lot of people that got them. So yeah, cool. All right, so let's move on to the main topic of the show, which is our top 10 sneakers for 2023. We'll go by our usual order. We start with number 10, going through our number 1. We talk about why that particular pair was counted towards top 10. You don't have to have the pair in hand or pick up the pair in hand, but depending on how what your criteria is for your own top 10. Me personally, I'd like to put top 10 pairs that I've actually picked up rather than pairs that I don't have. So yeah, so maybe let's have a quick go around on what your criteria is for your top 10. G,
Sure.
what's your criteria for your top 10?
For me, it was just access, how easy it was to cop, while its availability, but also like how often I would wear it. Like I know I've got a whole stack of boxes behind me, but how often I would wear it, and also in terms of, you know, if it suits my style. So you'll see a kind of pattern at the moment, and I'm actually surprised by the result of the list, just because looking at it, I'm like, it's weird that there's no Jordans. Spoiler alert, there are no Jordans or Nikes. Whereas in the past there would
Surprising.
be, right?
Yeah.
But these are the pairs that I love wearing, and comfort is a big thing, and I'm getting older, so comfort is the biggest thing. So yeah.
Funny.
By the way, I think by the end of next year, we'll just see your nose on the camera and all boxes.
Yeah, I've got the school holidays to clean up to do another cull.
Starting to get covered, man.
Yeah, I know. I've got these holidays to do another cull. So yeah, we'll see how we go.
Call them to me.
I was gonna say size 10 club, man.
Micah, what
ticket.
about you?
Yeah, so look,
What's your criteria for your top 10?
mine's definitely, I must have it in hand. So that was one. So for me, my top 10's definitely a lot different than probably most, because, I got robbed. So a lot of my best pairs from this year were gone. and obviously, you know, you guys know me with my raffle luck. If I was just choosing top 10 pairs of the year, it would look a lot different than the list I've got. But I wanted to choose pairs that I still have that are from this year. And so basically that was my only criteria. I must have it in hand, and I guess, yeah, similar to G in the actual shoes that I chose, is pairs that I want to wear, the materials on there, how easy it was to get, and there's actually some that made it in just because of the availability. So very similar reasons, and you know, I'm called GR King 7 for a reason, so you'll see why when you see my top 10 list.
Cool. What about you, Ollie?
Yeah, I want to start off by saying that this is probably the most fluid top 10 that I've ever come up with, because in a couple of days' time, my list will completely change, because I'm getting some pairs coming in next week, starting with tomorrow. Pick up the Powerpuff Girls. I managed to get a W for Blossom, which is really exciting. So I already know that my top 10 is going to change already from this episode to my actual top 10 when I film the vid. But in terms of like criteria, it had to be a pair in hand, same with everyone else, because I feel like, you know, that way it keeps things a bit more like grounded. But also the word for me is joy this year. Like, I love wearing stickers that make me stand out, and I'm a bit of a hype beast, so I've got all the hype beast pairs that people sort of know and love, but for me it's joy. So like, when I wear the pair, am I happy wearing them? Do I like getting the comments that I get? Do I like getting the attention that I get? So that was probably the biggest factor for this year.
Cool. And I'm same as you guys. It should my criteria is like I should have it in hand. The execution of it, obviously, accessibility, and yeah, aesthetics. Like if I like them, like I like how they look. If it's something that I'm gonna wear, obviously. Like I can't just put something in there that's only because they're hype, right? So yeah. All right, and with that said, let's go through our top 10, starting with number 10. Emmanuel, what's your number 10 pair?
All right, the Asics Dime 2160.
Nice.
So that's a tech runner, but when you put that on feet, it doesn't feel like a tech runner. Like it's, you know, the Y2K kind of like silhouette in a sense, but when you put that on, it just looks it looks like a heritage runner, to be honest. Like the color itself just works really well. The combination of materials is fantastic, and it's just really, really subtle, but not really now because you can actually see all of the of the 3M hits. But it's a nice pair that can go with a lot of fits because it's just such a neutral color. And I know when I wear these, I get a lot of people coming up to me. When I say a lot, maybe 2 people, asking me what that pair is. And comfort wise, great. It's just so comfortable. So yeah, so that'll be my number 10.
Nice. Micah, what's your number 10?
So my number 10, and a bit of a spoiler alert because mine's an Air Max, and I have a lot of Air Max 1s in my list. I'm a huge Air Max 1 fan, so that'll be the reason why. But my number 10 is the Big Bubble. Now, it was really easy to get, very easy to get after Air Max Day. You know, anyone who wanted a pair was able to get them, so that's number 1. Look, I'm not a huge fan of the Big Bubble as compared to just the normal old school University Reds. Obviously I prefer those, but they are very comfortable and just an easy to wear shoe. And so yeah, number 10.
Cool. Ollie, what's your number 10?
Yeah, so number 10 is the Terror Squad Air Force Ones.
I almost kicked you out of the pod.
Now, look, number 10 for me, scraping through, is the Mischief Reebok Pump collab. Now, Mischief has always been one of those brands that, you know, disrupt and create ripples, and they're basically gimmick shoes, but there was something special about this because they actually went out of their way to actually have a proper collab with Reebok. And basically what happened was they just said, look, let's just give you the silhouette and you can do whatever you want to it. And I think the pumps are just for show, but it really does look outrageous. I love the color scheme. It kind of reminds me of a Union kind of vibes. And plus, like quality-wise, it's really good actually. Like, funny enough, like you think it's going to be a bit flimsy, but it's actually quite sturdy, pretty good leather. And yeah, I love them. I love wearing them because it definitely gets looks. And it's a Reebok pump that is very different, and it's a kind of like hype collab that made a splash for like 2 seconds, but I still love it. So yeah.
That's a funny.
And it's a very Oliver pair.
Yeah, it's the carousel pair, basically.
If Oliver was a shoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe teenage Oliver.
I love that Ollie's got the Reeboks, and me being a Reebok guy, don't even have any Reeboks in my list. So. Thanks, bud.
Cool. For my number 10, I have the Cost Gel Light 3 Phommavanh. I like this pair. Like, I really do. I think it's one of those give it time, and it's a future classic. Like I said, I mentioned it on my post as well. I put this in the same vein as the 24K Express or the Gel Light 3 Militia or the Kois. It's really just that good. So I think they're still sitting. So yeah, it's very accessible. Although it's a little expensive to get it from Taiwan or Hong Kong. I can't remember which of those countries, but yeah, great pair. Future classic.
Nice.
Cool. All right. Moving on to number 9. Emmanuel, what's your number 9?
Number 9 would have to be the House Studios MK2, the Forest.
Wow.
Just a great pair. Again, like out of the 3, this would have to be my favorite. I've got the Glacier, but I don't have the first one. So I've got the Glacier, but I still think that for me, anyways, with my style, this is going to be more wearable than the other 2. But there's, just different types of materials. The way that how do we cop? Like, we went through a whole pre-order kind of process 6 months before it was actually released. So that was awesome. So people that really wanted them were able to grab them. And it's just a great shoe. It's one of those pairs that you leave at the front door, pop them on, and you're ready to go. And the one thing that I love about this is the oversized mesh on the toe box. Cool. Just gives it that like retro vibe. But just a great all-round shoe. So that's number 9, the MK2.
Beautiful.
Cool. GR King, what's your next GR pair?
Yeah, exactly. Well, great segue, because definitely GR. All the SBs that sat on shelves this year is my number 9. It's finally great to see them just sitting on shelves, and I could just rock in anytime after release and grab a size. Out of the 3, definitely the white pair is my favorite. The leather is actually really good. So it's phenomenal that these are just sitting on shelves, and with all the hype, unnecessary hype for SB, it's good just to be able to get shoes. And I wear these a lot, and I just really like SBs. So it's just sweet. Like I just like being able to go in and just grab pairs. So all 3 colorways, I guess, for my number 9. And you could add the those Tokyo color bond ones in as well, like the Japanese color match ones. They were easy to get as well, but I didn't pick those up. But it was just great. It was great to see SBs actually sitting on shelves this year, so I enjoyed that.
They should do that with some of the OG Jordan colorways as well. Yeah. Like have Chicago in there. Yeah. Like have the black cement and the white cement 3s on the shelves. So.
Yeah, I've always said that. Like they should honestly be like an Air Force One all white. Yeah. Low, they just have all those like classic colorways. I've always said that. I don't know why they gatekeep on those, especially when Nike's had such a down year this year. If they want to sort of like bounce back, I can't imagine that any better way than just kind of making more staples.
Yeah. Good point.
Definitely. Oliver, what's your number 9?
Number 9. So number 9 is going to be the Converse Weapon Fragment collab. So no hype on these. These were on sale, and a lot of the collabs that I'm into now, you can actually sit and actually wait for sale, such as my number one pick this year. Spoiler alert. But which is really cool for people like me. But I don't know, like I just find myself gravitating towards these. Like if I wanted a high top that didn't have 3 stripes or a swoosh, I just chucked on these, and I love the fragment blue because I'm a bit of a hype beast. That's cool, but they're just mega comfortable. Funny enough, like it's just really comfortable to wear, especially around the heel as well. It really just hugs your heel quite nicely, and so yeah, these are my like almost like everyday kind of beaters. If I'm like just doing stuff that I want a high top, these are the ones that I pick. Yeah.
Cool. Good pair. And I think that went on sale, and they're very easily accessible. So
Yeah,
that's good. For my number 9, it's the 991 B2. 991 is my favorite silhouette, and this is a major improvement without screwing it all up. Because you know how sometimes brands will release version 2 or an update of a classic, and this one they didn't mess it up. The issue with the 991 is they're not the comfiest of the 99X series, and that's the only fix that they did for this one. Really, just make it comfortable. Try to keep the same form and the same shape of it, and and to me that's the perfect update for a classic silhouette. So that's good new silhouette.
Yeah, I remember when those dropped. Hey, like we were both online, and I just stumbled upon the actual shoe on NB on New Balance.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to release the week, the following week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The following week. There's a timer.
Yeah.
But you can add to cart.
Yeah. So I was
There's
just,
a release timer, but you can add to cart.
I was hitting myself when I was like, oh, I should have gotten it when I had the chance.
You should have, because they only have one size 10.
Yeah, I know.
Like as soon as I got size 10, it was all sold out.
Yeah,
So.
that's why I'm thinking about getting the navy one, because the navy one's available.
That one just released today, I think. So that's a good pair as well. Cool. Moving on to number 8, Emmanuel, what's your number 8?
Look, it's another Asics. It's the remastered pack. This is my favorite out of the pack. And just because it's all grey, again, it's something that's a little understated in a sense, because it just goes with a lot of stuff again. And it's very easy for me to wear at work, even on those days when I'm not supposed to be wearing sneakers. But again, like the OG shape, the materials used, it was just a fantastic release. So I was happy to pick those up from Kith, and it was I was very surprised how easy it was to acquire. So that'll be my, was it number 8 now? Yeah, number 8.
Number 8. Yep. That's also number 100 of the Ronify collaboration with Asics, right? So there's a good meaning to that pair as well.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but true.
Super Orange. Super Orange was 99, and Super Yellow is 100.
100,
so.
The 100 collab, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Micah, what's your next GR?
My next GR, and this is an outlet pickup that I got in Japan for $100 Australian, which was the Air Max 1 Escape QS. So to get any QS in outlets, fucking mental.
They're very nice.
It was one that I actually wanted on release, and you couldn't get it. And so it's hilarious that I was able to just go over there and get it from outlet for $100, and I was stoked. I really liked this pair. Super nice colorway. And that's it. Number 8.
Cool.
I love
I like that pair too as well.
On that. Yeah. The graphics on that goes around the heel. That's so good.
Yeah, I keep calling them the tree lines, which is obviously a different colorway, but
There's so many good Air Max 1 this year as well. Like it's hard to not put all of them on the top 10. You know what I mean?
I've got a lot of Air Max 1s this year, so it was a really, really great year for Air Max 1s. I was very happy because I always whinge about how we don't get anything. So that was one good thing about this year's sneaker releases. The Air Max 1 did really, really great.
I stopped buying Air Max 1 for myself, but now I started buying it for my wife. So whenever I see an Air Max 1, check my wife's size, I'll buy it for her.
Oh, nice. Living vicariously.
Yeah, pretty much. Ollie, what's your number 8?
Number 8, let's have a look. So, I'm going to give it to these over here. So these are the Van Skate 8. And they are the Sesame Street collab. And I love this because it's very bright. And
Nice.
I love Vans collabs because basically they make kids clothing in adult sizes. So people like me, men child, who use nostalgia as an excuse to wear these bright and colorful things and don't look weird. But there's just something really bright about these. Like I love them. And yeah, this is probably my favorite Vans collab. And they've had a couple of really good ones. Like the Disney one was pretty good as well. But yeah, these ones are probably my favorite. And I can rock these to a school, especially if I'm doing like kindergarten kids or year 1, year 2. They definitely recognize these characters here still. And yeah, very nice.
I love how out of the box your top 10 is. Like if someone asked me to guess what your top 10 will be, like I have no fucking idea.
Mate, you have a better chance of winning Powerball, bro.
Yeah, I know. than guessing all these top 10.
Yeah, there's no chance.
Yeah, cool. My number 8 is the Carhartt 990 V6.
Beautiful.
My top 10 could have easily be full of 990 V6, and it's just hard to choose and eliminate which one should go. I choose the Carhartt one because even if you remove the Carhartt branding here, you're gonna nickname this the Carhartt 990 V6.
Yeah.
Like there's no denying that this is a Carhartt pair, and that's what I love about it. Like it's perfectly executed in terms of like if you're going for a Carhartt look, this is it. Like this is the right look. So yeah, that's my number 8. Moving on. G, what's your number 7?
Or 7 would have to be sorry, the Grey Day 990 V4. Again,
Nice.
this was a pretty easy pickup. I was actually surprised how easy it was to pick up, especially with the hype around New Balance at the moment. So it was really good that this was very, very easy to pick up. And I think for me, what I love about this shoe is the hairy suede on it, and the hits of navy as well. Again, another great shoe, something that's real neutral, I guess in my case. So something to pop on feet. Gone are the days of the dad silhouette. Yeah, if yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm actually very, very surprised how easy it was to pick up. So I'm glad I got those in the collection. And I feel like I'm turning into Donald with all of my light neutral colors, all different tones, and just dad shoes everywhere. So yeah, that's number 7.
Cool. Micah, what's number 7?
Another GR. This one's
No
Jordan.
surprise there.
No, this is a Jordan 3. I just really like this colorway. I really like the browns. It's a really easy pair to wear. I did a bit of a lace swap too. I think it just makes it a little bit smarter. But yeah, actually, this is a very like a much more comfortable 3 than most. So yeah, I really like this one. I just think it was underrated. Another very, very, very easy pickup. You know, this is just a walk-in store and grab off shelf situation, which I always love. And yep, I like any shoes with some brown. So yep, happy with those.
For those listening, Micah just pulled out the Palomino trees.
Oh, you got no video for me?
You know, for a second there, I thought it was the reimagined. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh,
No,
right.
it was the Palomino trees. Yeah.
Am I not? Are you not
It's
sending
more of
me,
your-
or-
No. You didn't mention which pair you were talking about.
Oh, sorry.
Well,
It's all good.
I got it when you said the brown hits. So
The brown.
Okay, the Palominos. Yes.
Ah,
yes,
yeah,
they were-
Sorry,
they were
yes,
great
they are the
Great
Palomino 3s. Yes, yeah.
shoes. Yeah.
They're not brown in your potato cam. So
No, that's right. They're not the lost and founds. They are the Palominos. Unfortunately, my lost and founds might have made it, but they were stolen.
Ollie, what's your number 7?
Number 7 is probably the nerdiest collab of the year for me, and it's kind of funny because it's in my top 10, but the packaging actually trumps the sneaker, if that makes sense. Like, the sneaker's still very good, the quality is amazing, and I love it, but for me, it was the whole capsule in a nutshell, like the unpackaging, the card that came with it, and like you said, all those blind boxes, and all of us, like, you know, buying like a pair, hoping that, like, you know, we don't double up, but if we did, we could pass it on to one of you guys in the size 10 club, and, you know, being scared by Sean Go and like him getting free the same sneaker and Donald buying blind boxes like crazy. Is like, man, if I double up, I'm in trouble. But like, don't worry, man, I'll take whatever pair you want, except for Rogue, because I don't like her. But everyone else is fine. But I love them. They're so clean. Yeah, Kif is like collab of the year. Like, just, I don't know what you want to call it, but they've been on point this year, and this is just the pinnacle of how to do a nerdy collab, but do it in a way where the fans like me love it, but then people who aren't into it can still respect it and appreciate it. So yeah, they've done an amazing job.
Cool. Yeah, I like that they didn't overdo that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they could have gone to the crazy route of like executing a shoe based on X-Men, but yeah, it's the art of holding back, really.
Yeah.
Right. So. Yeah, cool. For my number 7, we have the Amelion Door 860 V2. I know it's a bit overplayed. That's the term with the Y2K runners, but this was launched early this year, and to me, it's the execution as well. Like, if ALD creates a Y2K runner, this is what you will envision it looking, and this is ALD through and through in terms of Y2K runners. I know they've done a lot of collabs before, but nothing of this style, and I love this. It's just perfect, and I've maintained that this is better than the 1906R pair that they released right after this one. So yeah, it's 860.
Yeah, nice.
V2.
Cool. And yeah, one of the pairs that actually featured on the Complex top 10.
Yep, the one they were arguing about in terms of the Y2K runner, but there's a reason why that's the best one. Well, at least to me.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Number 6. Emmanuel, what's your number 6?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with the Kookaburras, the Gel Light 3s.
Nice.
I think for me, this was just the way it was executed and the inspiration behind it. It really reflects the Kookaburra in terms of our national, bird in a sense. And in terms of up there collabs, I feel like for me, anyways, me personally, this is up there. Pardon the pun, but this would be number 1 out of all the up there collabs. And I love the Sauconys that they did, but I just feel like that they did such a good job with these, with the different types of materials, the different color combinations. That hit of that turquoise just makes it pop. And it says something about the shoe when, and I know I've said this before in our chats, when, my best mate who's not really into sneakers asks me questions about this shoe and went out and purchased it, and he loves wearing it. So there's something in that. So yeah, this would be my number 6.
Did you give him one of your 700 pairs?
I actually did, hey, because when he was asking me, I was like, you know what? Believe it or not, I've got a couple of pairs. I've got 4 pairs.
It's an understatement.
You got Kookaburra, man.
Yeah, I've got the inventory. But yeah, so I was really glad I was able to assist him, especially knowing that he's not into sneakers, but it's the pair that I see him wear constantly. But yeah, great pair.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I don't actually have that pair
Micah,
in hand.
Next PR.
Sure, I was going to say I don't have the Kookaburras in hand yet, but that definitely would have been in my top 10. And they also taught me something about Kookaburras, which is that there's blue on them. I fucking didn't know that until I saw the shoes.
Yeah.
I was like, I got blue on them and shit. So I learned, they taught me about Kookaburras, that pair. So.
They educated you as well, hey?
Exactly. See, sneakers are educating. Mine is also an Asics. This is one I picked up in Japan, and I just love this colorway. Again, like I did say, I like my browns. But yeah, it was just another GR that. Just a shout out to Asics Japan, man, because they've got like a fucking wall of Gel Light 3s that I could have chosen from. They've just got all the pairs that you can imagine are just there. So really good over there to be able to get any Asics you want. But yeah, this is the one I chose. It was my favorite colorway and super comfy, amazing materials. So yeah, that's why. That is my number 6.
Again, for those listening, Micah pulled out the cream and dark brown colorway of the Gel Light 3.
I did say Gel Light 3s. Come on, man.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Next up, Ollie, what's your number 6?
Number 6. So number 6 has to go to another Kith collab, and this one here is probably my New Balance of the year. Now, Old Man Snakes got me into this. He said, "Can you enter for me on the Kith app?" And I said, "Oh yeah, never heard of it." Managed to win, and wowee, this was a collab that I had no idea existed. But now that I have it in hand, it's so good. Like, it's based on like a really old American architect who had this vision for like suburban landscape planning. But for me, it's just like I love the ugly ducking pack. Like the dusty olives are really good as well in terms of the dunks, and this color combination of like apricot and the oranges and the greens. I have a lot of orange and green clothing, so this is so easy to wear. It's very versatile for me. Like, I can bring this on a trip and come up with 4 or 5 different outfits, and it would all blend quite nicely with this one. But yeah, this one would have to be my New Balance of the year, not the backlovers. Despite the fact that it is an Oliver shoe, it had to go to the Kith 998. Apricot, Frank Wright. I forgot what the guy's name is, but yeah,
Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right.
Frank Lloyd Wright. Yeah.
And also, that's like the Gel Light 3 remasters, because that's bringing back the original shape of the 998s. So yeah,
Nice.
cool. For my number 6, funny that you mentioned the baklava. My number 6 is the baklava.
Yeah. Excellent.
I think this is on my top 5 on it's in the top 5 of our mid-year countdown. It shouldn't work, like I said before. The color doesn't look like it's gonna work, but for me it does work. They are wearable, although I haven't worn them that much. Not for the lack of trying, really. It's just for the lack of time to go through all the pairs that we have. But yeah, really great pair. I'm waiting for the third pair to come out. I might continue getting most of the Action Bronson pairs because I'm 2 pairs in. So yeah, number 6.
To me,
PV6 baklava.
To me, those Action Bronson collabs, to me, are definitely in the top 10 sneaker releases of the year. So not ones that I've necessarily picked up, but for me, like they'd be in the top 10. I actually really love those.
Yeah. On the complex panel, this one got the applause. Like when they brought it out, it was number 7,
wow.
I think. And
Wow.
yeah, everyone applauded because like everyone is agreeing that it should be on the top 10.
That's
So,
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
cool. Next up, we're halfway there. Number 5, G. What's your number 5?
Number 5 was today's wear was the Snowdrop. So this is my thing this year was to branch out a little bit more and just purchase some brands that I don't necessarily wear. So when I decided on doing that, this came up on like what's to come in February. So I, decided to grab them. So this is a collaboration with Hikmet, the guy that is a co-founder of Soulbox, moved away and did his own thing, and now is Sonra. So they did a collaboration. So Mizuno, for his 50th birthday, gave him the Contender silhouette to work with, and yeah, so he his inspiration is on the flower, I believe, called the Snowdrop, that only grows when it's your fields are covered in snow and whatnot. So that's the reason why you've got the pink laces on there. It really pops. But the materials are fantastic. Again, you got your hairy suede, you've got your nubuck, mesh all around, and this was fairly accessible. I know it was available overseas in the EU stores, but they sat for a while, and not many actually grabbed them. So I was happy that I was able to get them. And then I think they sat for a couple of months. I think you would still be able to get some.
No, the initial drop sold out.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
Then the
One,
stuff started popping out.
Yeah. So that's number 5. Love it.
Super cool. Yeah, I really like that silhouette as well. For me, another GR surprise. Yeah, another GR for me. Surprise. So to me, it's the Craft 4.
Yes.
I just really like the colorway. I think any other year this would have sold out. I don't know. Jordan and Nike have just, like I said, at the top, like they've had a really shit year. But I really like this pair, and I was happy that I could just pick it up. Comfort as it's a 4 is not great. So definitely loses points for that. I probably would have gone maybe even higher on my list just because I really like the colorway. But yeah, it's something you're gonna have to find some jeans to wear this with, and maybe wait till winter because it's unfortunately it's not the most comfortable, but it will be a good winter wear. So I'll just have to wait till winter rolls around next time and before these get a good run in. But I super like it. Really nice materials as well.
I think the problem with Jordan is like they oversaturated the market a little bit.
Yeah.
Like there are much better 4s that released in the past couple of years. So I mean, unless you're coming out strong like the SB4, then people aren't buying.
Yeah.
Cool. Ollie, number 5.
Yep. Number 5. So number 5 is the Adidas Gucci ZX 8000 in the pink and green. Now I love Adidas and their designer collabs. Like I think they had a really strong year this year with Moncler and also Gucci, among other collabs as well. And this time they revisited the Gazelle, which I already have from last year, but they actually decided to have their take on my favorite Adidas silhouette, which is the ZX 8000 range, or just the Z8 range in general. And I actually, during my in my sneaker craze days of 2020 and 21, I managed to cop all 26 pairs of the Adidas A to ZX, and it was ridiculous. And I've got rid of like half the pairs because some of them were really bad. Like they just weren't as great, but I kept with the ones that I really love. It's one of those things where like if you have this on feet, they just look colorful. People might know the embroidery of Gucci on the side, but the quality wise, it's just really good. So it's like elevated in the same way that someone might think, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of Dior Jordans or Louis Vuitton Air Force Ones, but there's just something special about the touches that a designer does on the sneaker that makes all the difference. So this one had to be in my top 5. So yeah,
Cool.
Nice.
All right, my number 5 is one of G's picks already, which is the How Gel 1130. I wish they all launched at the same year, like the Earth, the Forest, and the Glacier, because that would have been a sick series or pack for 2023.
Yeah.
I bundled the Glacier pair on this one as well. Really strong collaboration with Hal, and I hope they keep doing what they're doing. And I'm in agreement with G on this one as well. I think this is the most wearable pair, and I have all 3. I would actually choose this over the Forest, only because I think there's more stocks. That's why. Like the Forest is just very limited when it first dropped, and the price has been crazy now.
You mean the Earth?
I mean the Earth
Yeah.
pair. Yeah. So that's it. That's my number 5. Moving on, number 4. G, what's your number 4?
Oh, it's another New Balance, so I hope you're proud of me, Donald. But it's the 991, the Jound.
Nice.
And this is just a grey. I know you can't really pick it up, but this is called the grey pair. But yeah, it's weird because it's called the grey pair, but when you look at it, it's actually got like it's almost olive in some like when light hits
Brownish olive as well.
Yeah, like it's just a good combination of colors. Again, comfort is amazing. Again, the craftsmanship and materials are fantastic, and that's something that's always ready to go. So these pairs that I have in front of me don't go behind the layers of boxes. They're just really easily accessible because they're just easy to wear. And I know that was fairly easy to cop as well. I don't know what happened during that time, but I was just like, man, this is ridiculous. It was just sitting. So I was like, okay, well, might as well just cop. I think I had my Year 12 class, when that dropped. So I was like, oh yeah, everybody just for 5 minutes, just do your own thing while I try and pick these up. But yeah, great shoe. Great shoe.
Materials is just ridiculous.
Oh, it absolutely is. Yeah.
You just gotta trust my word for it with the amount of New Balance that I have gotten in hand. So it's ridiculous, the materials on those. Micah.
So number 4 for me
another
is
GR.
It is, in fact, so accessible that you can make them yourself. My number 4 is the Air Max 1 NBYs. And just being able to go on there and choose whatever colors you want is just awesome. I fucking loved it. I spent hours on there. If I had more money, man, I'd just have boxes and boxes of this. So I've spent a long time fiddling around with it. And you know, whatever colors I was kind of making on there, whenever they arrived in hand, they were always so much better. Like, I just love them when I got them in hand. Like, the quality is so good. Like, having fucking velvet on the inside is just amazing. Like, they're better than like any other kind of Air Max releases. So just having NBY like for Air Max 1 is just made me so happy this year. So that is the reason they're my number 4, and I could get to choose my own color. So of course I'm gonna love those.
I've got 15 designs ready to go, and I'm still deciding whether I should grab them. But the problem is, if I grab one, I feel like I need to grab more than just one pair. But
I'm exactly in the same situation. That's why I haven't pulled the trigger on one at all.
I would say
I'm gonna keep going.
I would say pull the trigger on one, and then just like I want to keep going, like I do, but pull the trigger on one. It's just worth it for the quality, and when they come through, oh god, it's the best.
Yeah, look, I think I will, just for Air Max month next year. Hey, at least there's something there. But man, it's just what you see online and everybody posting their like
Nike,
the best Nike ID or Nike by you. It's so awesome. It's so
some
awesome.
of them are so good. Like, I agree. Like, and it was so funny because, like, say with this pair, like I did it, and then someone like tagged me, and someone else had the exact same design, and like they look like yours, and I was like, oh my god, it's the same, you know, like it was pretty funny, but it was great. This one I did copy off someone else's. I sort of like, I can't remember his name. I should credit him, but I can't remember his name. But I saw his design. I was like, oh, can I copy it? Like, you know, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. Like, so it was pretty cool. Like, there was a bit of definitely on Air Max 1 sites. They were all over the shop, and there was a lot of camaraderie that was happening with the NBYs. So
there's one design that I love so much that it's one of the ones that I want to get is the I forgot the username, but it's the Viatech kind of inspired, Atmos Viatech inspired.
Okay, so like a grey and purple sort of deal.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
Oh man, you might have to send that to me, mate. That might be another sneaky purchase.
I think I might have to.
Yeah, that sounds great. I didn't even think of doing a Viatech.
I'm just trying to avoid that.
Mate, Viatech. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, all right, I like it.
I remember making a few popular New Balance colorway with.
That's cool. That's cool. Come on, man. You guys have got to get into it. Come and hang out with me.
All shades of grey.
The Daytona, the United Arrows, the double taps. Those were the ones that I was like.
Oh, that's so cool.
There's also a few guys. I don't know if Ollie has seen it, but there's a few posts that I've seen where it's inspired by actual like Pokemon characters. So there's like a Squirtle one and like a Charizard one.
Yeah.
Like, awesome.
That's
ones.
excellent.
I've seen a
Yeah.
couple of those on IG, and they're on point. It's like, wow, that looks so good. Like it could just be an official collab, and no one would know. Like it's just
Yeah, wow, that's excellent.
Cool. Cool. All right. Moving on. Ollie, what's your number 4?
Number 4. So it would have to go to the Nike SB Doritos pair. So I'm gonna make a video about this, but I think like there has not been a more awesome year of Nike SB collabs since 2020. I think like it's been on point. Their sale era has just blockbuster after blockbuster. But I picked this pair because this is kind of like the chunky donkey of 2023. Like it's not attracting the same outrageous high prices still, funny enough, but nothing outrageous as 2020. But you have to think about it, right? Nike SB, they normally do collabs with like skate shops, skaters, but to actually have food companies come in and do a collab is just outrageous. And it's just the little things, like for example that the tongue has the same font and the same logo, and Nike is able to use that same font as well for their kind of like sneaker as well. Yeah, I love these so much. Even the little things like the fact that the hemp here is based on like the sacks that people use to carry the fruit to make the juice or the soda, and plus the whole tear thing. Though I'm not gonna tear these away. I've seen Mika do it, so if I'm ever gonna do it, I might pass them on to you so you can do maybe one of them.
I would.
But I'm happy keeping it like this for now. But yeah, I absolutely love this pair, and it's been a really big year for Nike SBs. And there's one particular Nike SB that might swoop in and take this spot, but at this stage, it's the Doritos. So. And also, it was an RA from Donald as well, so I appreciate it.
Oh, that's nice. I was going to say on that, my customized pair got stolen. So if you ever see a customized pair going up for sale as well, so yeah. Otherwise,
I'll keep a lookout for it, man. Oh man.
Oh,
But
it
it
makes
makes
you
you
sad
as well.
hearing that, Micah.
Yeah.
It makes you
Yeah.
sad hearing that.
oh, it's it is what it is. You can't like you just got to move on, mate. You got to move on.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You got
but
it.
nice pair.
Cool. All right, number 4. My number 4. I had to choose between the Dime and the Above the Clouds pair on the 2160, and I just have to go Australian.
Yes.
So, also this is one of the very few pairs that proved me wrong, because I wasn't really into them. Like I saw them online, like I don't get it. Like the materials, I'm not too sure about how good they're gonna look. But once I got them in hand, like yeah, all right. I'm happy that I copped them. Like I know some of us here have the same sentiments with this pair. Like when we saw JP wearing them, it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
they look really good.
Yeah.
Now I really want one, and it's good that we won the raffle and we joined the raffle for this one. Yeah, really great pair, really strong pair.
Yeah, and as a pre for Will Ferrell as well. So there we are.
Yep. Cool. All right. We're almost on the home stretch. Number 3.
Yeah.
Sorry. G. What's your number 3?
Was your number 4. The ATC. And for the same reasons, right? For the same reasons. Honestly, I was just like, I don't know if I like them. I don't like the whole see-through thing. And then I just entered the raffle just for the sake of entering a raffle, right? I thought, if I get it, I get it. If I like it, so be it. Whatever. And then what? We see it on JP, and we all 3 of us are just like,
We all went
"Holy
crazy,
crap,
like-
they look so good." But yeah, so JP's my influencer of the year. But yeah, it's a great shoe. It's just, I feel like it's just taking the Y2K silhouette another level in a sense.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
because
no, I
of
agree with that.
the way that they designed it, and just how they utilized the materials, and yeah, it's really good, really good.
Cool.
Yeah, that croc snake skin.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
such a lucky touch.
Everything about that shoe is just like, it's really good. Yeah. And I'm happy to be proven wrong by that shoe.
Yeah.
Micah, what's your number 3?
So my number 3 was actually my number 1 when we did the first half of the year. And that's this guy, the Denim Leopard. It was my favorite Air Max 1 release this year. Again, really easy cop, amazingly. And there's just details on there that are just so good. Like, I don't know if you can pick up, just the yellow stitching, I fucking love. Around there with the X's. The rope laces were a surprisingly nice touch. And this is probably my most worn shoe this year. It just looks good with like so many different kind of outfits and stuff. So yeah, for me, like it's really a nod to like Air Maxes in general throughout this year. I really feel like they at least earned a number 3 spot for me, being a massive Air Max 1 guy, and this was my personal favorite of the year. And obviously you've seen like I've had quite a few Air Maxes in the list. I promise this is the last one, but yeah, this was my favorite one, the Denim Leopard.
Yeah, I really think the rope laces on those make the shoe. Hey, like it's just you put those laces on any other Air Max, I don't think it'd work.
It wouldn't work. I don't know. I don't know what it is, and it's like that navy. It's almost like it's the denim. It just, I don't know. It just, they really, everything about it just pops and goes together. So it's like, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I wasn't even going to pick them up when I first saw them. I kind of ummed and like they're all right, but then once I got them in hand, it's just like I haven't stopped wearing them. So that ended up being my number 3.
Nice.
I think they're really good. Like if I'm buying an Air Max this year, it's gonna be that pair. Like
and that would be the pair I suggest you get, because it's like quality is really good. Lots of little details that aren't on any other Air Max. For me, that's definitely the best Air Max of the year. And probably
I think
not
for me after that one. I'd say the Great Indoors. The Great Indoors was just another great Air Max 1. Everything about it just works so well. So yeah, Air Max doing their thing.
Doing their thing this year.
They're below retail on Goat, by the way. So
yeah, they're easy cop. Like still really cheap.
Yeah, that's not good that I looked it up. But Ollie, what's your number 3?
All right, so number 3 is the sneaker of the year, the Samba. Yes, so the Samba has captured influencers,
the hearts of TikTokers everywhere.
And look, we can see why it's the U Panda, the U NPC sneaker, in terms of the black and whites. But it's the collabs for me personally that have really made this sneaker what it is. And of course, Kif did its thing as well, which I think will be coming up very soon in this episode. But for me, it's Wales Bonner, and like the collabs, like the leopard skin, the pony hair ones, the burgundy ones, they're so clean. It's like that sort of like step between like a dress shoe and just your everyday sneaker. But yeah, so classy. I picked this one because it's an Oliver sneaker, because it's shiny, it's outrageous. When I wear these at like smart casual events, or when I'm going to like festival openings, or I met like the governor of South Australia in these because I could. It's just really like, and the little lace as well almost feels like the wedding shoe. The inside is just like almost like designer like quality. It's just so nice. And yeah, I'm so glad that Adidas, outside of the Yeezy bubble, is still kicking on with like Sambas and Gazelles and other things as well. So this is my number 3 pick.
Nice.
Ollie, I just wanted to say, you know how like Khaled makes up his own names for colorways? You know, like he does his own ones? I want you to call those the governors.
Don't, man, these are the governors. These are Kristen the governors.
I love it. Yeah, I like that.
Cool. All right, for my number 3, it's gonna be the A6 Kith X-Men collaboration. Like I said, I love this. I know some people are hating on this because they think they didn't do enough. To me, I think they did just enough to make it look like an X-Men pair. Obviously, we all have different tastes. I don't want to see Wolverine's face on this shoe.
I agree with you.
I don't think
I wouldn't mind actually, but that's all right.
I know Ollie's here, you would want that, but I think to me that's like I'm not in primary school. Like I don't want those characters in my shoe. So yeah, I mean it's really good. You can still tell it's Wolverine without being overtly Wolverine. So, and the materials, it's all different for each character. It's not like they didn't do enough.
Lava.
They really did enough.
Yeah.
They did.
Like if you look at the Beast pair, the Storm pair, the Gambit pair, it's you can tell they're X-Men without their faces on it. So
Tell me
Storm
X-Men
pair,
without
that's-
telling me you're X-Men.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the storm
Yeah.
pair just took me by surprise because I didn't realize, like from the images, you couldn't tell that it was pony hair until
Yeah.
I think it was Daz. He had it in
Yeah.
hand and he took photos of it. I was like, holy crap, that looks so good.
They're all good. Like all 7
Yeah.
pairs are like really good there. And obviously it's the packaging, everything, it being sealed boxes and like having that joy of opening and trying to figure out what you get. It's just, yeah. And I agree as well. Like Kith is probably the collaborator of the year. You can pick any of their releases this year and put it on a top 10 and no one would bat an eye, really. So
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
how
Yeah.
good Kith was this year.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Moving on to number 2. G, what's your number 2 pair?
All right, so my thing is I need to have it in hand, right? But unfortunately, like I don't have this one in hand, but I did pick it up today. And I've got proof of it because that's the we have your order. So it's the J-Tips Shadow 2. You guys know me. I love my Saucony. And I wasn't able to get the Azuras because of I was in a situation where do I grab the Azuras when they released, or I may need to buy a new water heater for the house. So it was kind of like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And the shoe, the Azuras dropped. I was chatting to JP at the time, and the repair guy came, and then before I knew it, like I thought I was gonna have to buy a new hot water heater or whatnot, and didn't have to. And when he left, I was like, oh, I better go check if it's still available, and yeah, it's sold out. So I was a bit bummed that I wasn't able to get the Azuras, but yeah, really, really chuffed that I'm able to get the Shadow 2s. So I can't wait to get those in hand. I just feel like J-Tips just did his thing this year with, you know, the 3 pairs that he was given, and he just went all out, and I think it's fantastic. And I mean, he went all out, but he didn't go too crazy in a sense, right? So it's still, I feel like everything works. Even with all the zebra print and all that sort of stuff on the Azura, I think everything just works. So
Yeah,
really,
to be
really,
honest-
really excited.
To be honest with you, man, I really actually much prefer the Shadows over the Azuras, and I had like the Azuras pretty high on the first 10 we did in the month, but I actually like the Shadows more. It's just it's a silhouette I prefer anyway. But yeah, I just really like the execution on those. I will try and I like that bluer pair. Personally, I might try and get a pair of those at some point.
Yeah. And they're not too bad at the moment. Hey, like I feel like if you wait long enough, or well, depending on the size, I should say, yeah. If you wait a little long enough, they should. I reckon they'll drop in price. But yeah, looking forward to getting those in hand.
So.
Really chuffed.
They sold out now from SBD. And
Right.
yeah,
Yeah. But they
a
were
few
sitting.
as well.
they were
Yeah,
sitting for
they're
a while.
gone. I
They were
did have
sitting for
a
a while.
look. Yeah, no, I did have a look. But my sizes were gone pretty quick. So, yeah.
I'm still hesitating on them because, and I know you guys love it, but I think they look like vandalized Salehi Bembury. So
So he's
But
saying
no,
that
they're a
because
good
he just
pair.
wants to hear that justification so he doesn't have to buy it. But really,
Yeah.
we know deep down.
that's what it is,
Yeah,
really.
that's
No,
what it
but
is.
I do appreciate the pair. I really like. It reminds me of the colorway reminds me of the Kanye Babesta, the brown and reddish, and that combination. Like it really looks like that. So yeah, they're really good. All right, moving on. Micah, what's your number 2?
So my number 2 is another SB, and this is my favorite SB release of the year, despite there being the Aprils, which I would have loved to have got in hand. So that might have been in this spot if I was able to get it, but you know my luck, I lost so many raffles on that motherfucker. But my number 2 is the Run the Jewels. which was actually a really easy call.
Nice.
Yeah, I love these. The lace swap is essential. These do not come with these laces, but once I put these in, I was just like, yeah, they're fucking so good. On top of that, I love Run the Jewels. It's something that like I play all the time in the car. I absolutely love Run the Jewels. So I've been a massive fan of LP like way back. For anyone that actually knows anything about like old school hip hop, like since Company Flow. So for anyone who knows that, like LP, so yeah, long time fan of him. Yeah, super stoked to get these, and this is just a pair that I like, similar to the Air Max 1 Denim Leopards. It's just a pair that I always wear. Like I just put these on constantly, and I've got like a lot of stuff that kind of matches real nice with it. So yeah, I really like it, and just the quality of the execution, like all the suede and like a leather tongue, like you know, to me these are much better than the Harito. So like I know like I'm a bit like you know, bitter about them being stolen, but the toe box material was really bad on those, so like it annoyed me that there was so much hype as well. Whereas these are like the opposite. There's no hype, and the quality is just phenomenal. Like it's one of the best quality SBs I've ever seen. So very surprising that these weren't more hyped, but certainly not complaining, and I was able to get these for a very, very, very good price. So yeah, and you know, again, it's just a nod to SBs for the year, because I think they did have a really, really good year.
Yep, really strong year for SB. Yeah, I think that's the only thing keeping Nike relevant. Not that the other pairs.
It's the only thing that kind of has any hype this year. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That and Travis Scott. That's basically it. Yeah, I've got the Run the Jewel high ones. They're really good. I love the that pink pony hair. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool. Ollie, what's your number 2?
Number 2. So speaking of which, it's the J-Tips Grid 0. So when I think like JP was talking about it before, and he had them in hand, and I thought, oh well, I needed to get these, and I don't regret getting these because, yeah, it's my kind of shoe for a start. But like just the blend of materials shouldn't make sense, but it does, and like just hearing the backstory of like how J-Tips wanted the most like premium materials from like Europe, and he managed to like get them all. So Cody just said yes to everything, and yeah, this is what happens when like someone gets permission to do whatever they want. But like other people were saying, it's not outrageously crazy. It's still like enough sort of room to breathe. But when you have these on feet, they're just so clean. They're so good. I compared these to like Sean Wotherspoon's like Air Max 97s. I don't know if Joe Freshgood's first New Balance collab was the Emotions or U Emotions. I'm not quite sure, but I think that was early on in his collab.
The 992s.
Yeah. So I think this will be one of those pairs. This will be the pair where like, oh yeah, that guy, and like, this was like his splash onto the big scene. And yeah, I'm really keen to like see what he has in store. I know he's got the shadows that just came out recently, but for me, this is probably the one that's really sort of made his mark and should have been in the Complex top 10 anyway.
Yeah,
should have been somewhere there, because like it's just the fact that we're talking about a Saucony sneaker in 2023's like hype list is like something. So J-Tips did an amazing job in doing that.
Yeah. But I love that it's a Saucony. Hey, like I love that brand is actually getting some love, and I think it was in 2015 or 2016 when they had they gave YouTubers the opportunity to collab with them, and they created their own like.
I remember that.
So you had
Tony D did one. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah.
They were so good.
100%, they were so good.
Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
Yeah,
they were really cool. Like I liked all of those. Yeah. I often think about those pairs as well.
Yeah, I just wish they had a wider release, but I get it, because I mean Saucony wasn't as big back then as kind of like their stature now, but yeah, that was a fantastic year.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, they supply New Balance with the suede, so
yeah, there you go.
People don't know that, so yeah. Cool. And speaking of New Balance, my number 2 is the Jound 991s, and I've explained it already. The materials, and And to be honest, like if you think of a New Balance Jound pair, this is what you see in your head. If you look at the 992 and the very early on 990 V3, which you just can't find anywhere anymore, and if you find one, it's probably worth 10K or something. This is a Jound New Balance, like true and true. I know they have more recent releases, but they're not like this. So yeah, that's my number 2. It pains me to put this at number 2, to be honest, but you'll hear later why.
Yeah, nice.
Cool. All right, and now we're on our final pair. The number 1 pair of sneakers for 2023. Emmanuel, what's your number
me,
1?
Personally, it's got to be the Kith Marvel July 3s. Just because it just, again, it's my childhood. You know, like watching the animated series and being late for the bus and constantly running for the bus every morning just because of Cheese TV on Channel 10. Watching that and then playing all the Capcom games at Time Zone and still do.
Children of the Atom.
It's just the the unboxing experience, the storytelling of the entire package. I just loved. I knew, like, sorry, I know that what I wanted to do when I was unboxing it was kind of take little snapshots and little samples of videos and all that sort of stuff, and string it together. But I just I just forgot about it because I was just so engrossed in just like all the little details of the boxes and all that sort of stuff. And I was really, I came in wanting 1 pair, which was the Gambit one. But again, I would have been happy to get any of the characters. And you know, this is such a great shoe with the remastered touch on it as well. And again, like I didn't want, you know, like Cyclops' visor or something on the toe box there, and it flashes red when you're walking, like sketches. So I'm glad they didn't go too wild with the X-Men theme. So yeah, that'll be my number 1.
Yeah, it's a shame that you don't see them on some top 10 list. You know what I mean? Like, you can hate the shoe as much as you want. Like, you can tell that it didn't do enough and all of those things. But the overall experience, like, that's undeniable.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just no way that doesn't belong to the top 10 this year. So
like the Teterix, like last year, right? The
the Teterix.
Yeah.
Micah, what's your number 1 GR of the year?
You'll laugh. You're gonna laugh. That's the Gambits.
Excellent. Nice.
Yeah, it had to be, man, for me, and for all the same reason. That's why I was laughing at EG the whole time then, because everything he said is exactly the same as me. Running home from school, or like watching, like I watched the cartoons religiously and just loved it. And like every time I pick these up, in my head I kind of was like doodle doo doo doo. Every time, and just the song comes into my head every time. Obviously, for all the reasons that you guys have already hit on, like the whole presentation, the packaging, getting a card, being able to open it like it was a foil was just amazing, and like that excitement of which one did I get? And like you guys said, it wouldn't have mattered. I did have a preference. Like for me, I know you said yours was the Gambit. Mine was actually the Beast. I would have loved that pair. I always thought he was like OP because he was so smart but so strong as well, and just the hairy suede on that blue pair and the blue and white I really liked. But and I agree with you guys. You still want a pair that you can wear. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want fucking Gambit's face somewhere, you know? There's a couple of subtle things though. I would have liked maybe a bit of purple on this guy, just to match Gambit a little bit more. Or maybe something subtle to do with throwing cards would have been cool. Maybe like very subtle. But it's fine. I think they didn't do enough, and for me, easily number 1. It wasn't even close, especially compared to all my other pairs. And my wish for 2024 is that they do the same thing but villains. because
Yeah.
I would love a Sentinel pair. That would be my dream, is to have like a Sentinel. Would actually be sick, and that would be a really cool colorway. And X-Men's got some amazing villains.
Would be sick.
Oh, like there'd be Sabretooth would be really cool. Like you could do some hairy shit with that. Like some more metallic Magnetos or something. I don't know. Juggernauts. I mean, there's so many ways you could go with it. So I do hope, if you're listening, Ronnie, sorry, do some villains.
I think there's actually a Magneto pair that didn't that wasn't produced by
I really hope they do that. I think that's a really cool idea to do villains, and then Sentinels would be the best. That would be so good.
I mean, I'll tell you what, one of the reasons why I subscribed to Disney Plus was because I heard that they were going to put
it's on there,
the original
97
series, and it's in there. And that's the reason why I subscribed. Right, loved it. So good.
So it's the best.
Cool. Ollie, what's your number one?
Number one is the Grimace Crocs. Yes. Not quite.
I honestly thought you were serious, and I was just like, cool.
We wouldn't have bat an eye as well, like if you'd be like, okay, Ollie.
That's the sad part. You would have been on, yeah.
We get it. It's Grimace.
So look,
Crocs, get the fuck out
Babe.
of here.
So Bape are celebrating 30 years, and as a massive Bape head, I've been copying everything from like the Bape Asus laptop to like the Bape G-Shock, and they're doing collabs with everyone, but it's the Adidas collabs this year that have really like taken the cake for me. And like this is a page out of my dream book of like, my second favorite all-time Adidas silhouette, draped in like Bape camo. And the joy of this was the fact that like, because Bape isn't as hyped anymore, they're either sitting on shelves or in this case here, it actually went on special. So I was really panicking about this. I asked Donald to enter for me on N because I thought it was going to be that limited. Ended up coming to Australia anyway, so I paid the N tax on this. Plus, to make things worse, the blue pair ended up being on like special for like 30% off, and they're still sitting for like 168. But anyway, I don't care because I love them both. But for me personally, it had to be this one here. The packaging was really premium as well. Like the box was really good. Came with a dust bag. It had really cool camo laces that I'll wear one day. But just the materials in this, it's really top notch. It's like really well crafted. This is a pair that I'm gonna rock forever and ever. I've got a lot of Bape stuff, green camo stuff, and so this will be my rotation for many years to come. I think this will be a pair that will probably like be in my decade sneakers of all time kind of thing. So that's gonna this is it for me.
Yeah,
Really
nice
good
one.
pair.
I like the Stan Smith ones as well. The Bape Stan Smith ones.
I got the black pair and with the that gold dubre and the gold tongue. It looks amazing. So
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. If I can apply my discount code on those, I would have gotten them already.
Just wait 2 months, man. I'm sure you will soon. They're still sitting.
I used my 40% discount to another pair. Like I got the Song for the Mute, the green one. I ended up copying them again.
They went on discount already, man.
No. I had a 40% code, and they allowed me to use the 40% code on the Song for the Mute. So like, all right, like 120 for them, sure. Like, cool. All right, and now for my number one. As much of an NB head I am, like I know it's not a secret to you guys that I'm a big NB fan. My number one is the Adidas Kit Clark's Samba. I can't deny it. Like it's to me, it's undeniable. Like when I had it in hand, like I wanna put an NB as number one. I wanna put the 991 Jound as number one, but I'd just be fooling myself in saying that's the number one pair of sneakers for me for 2023. This is undeniable. It's the quality, the inner lining. It's a Clark shoe made to look like an Adidas Samba. So that's what it's like. So in terms of quality, everything, it's just great. The craftsmanship is great. And it's a slippery slope. Now I'm trying to look for the other two pairs, but yeah, they're really, 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 really good. And in the age of like lazy collabs, this definitely stands out. Like it's there's nothing lazy about this one. That's what you might think just looking at it, but if you get them in hand, you wouldn't think that they cut corners with this pair. It's a really great pair. It's well executed, and yeah, I'm surprised at myself as well for putting this at number one, but yeah.
Yeah, well, my job is done as the Adidas person. It only took a year and a half, but I finally got you. But it's kind of like we'll swap places because now, like, Kicking with G is like all about Asics and New Balance, and so like it's the tide is turning.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I've been an Asics guy for a while. But the NB definitely.
Asics and Saucony.
Yeah, Asics and Saucony for a while, but the NBs definitely just quality just coming through the last few years.
It was a really great list from everyone. I really enjoyed, like, between the four of us, obviously we had a lot of diversity. We didn't really double up on too many pairs, which was great. Is it just before we go, is it all right if we go around the circle and maybe just say who they think is the brand of the year? Do you reckon we could do that?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Happy for us to go through
Who
that.
was who do you think won brand of the year? Yeah, start with you.
I think they've already announced it, but I think brand of the year would be Asics for me. I just feel like all the collaborations that's happening, especially with your local boutique stores, and then all the different colorways, all the GRs that came out. I mean, you've got a whole heap of Gelite 3 GRs, and they look fantastic. Early in the year, we had the Gelite 5s coming out with some great colorways, and they're just constant. Hey, like constant. You had they introduced
Y2K runners.
Yeah, the Y2K runners. Then they introduced the X89
NYC.
Yeah, those ones, the NYCs as well. So another new silhouette. I think for me, yeah, definitely. And you can really see, I guess, Asics' hand in different areas of the sneaker game in a sense. But for me, it would be Asics, yeah.
Well, it's Y2K moment this year, right? And that's Asics' forte. You know what I mean? So yeah, they have an influence in what's going on in the culture right now.
Yeah.
What about you, Micah?
It's the same. It was Asics, and that was why I had it at number one as well. Obviously, I really like that X-Men shoe, and that has a lot of sentimental value on top of everything. But I had to put an Asics at number one because, to me, it was the brand of the year. And I will be getting those kookaburras at some point as well. But yeah, I just thought they had like so many bangers this year, and it's like they were just embarrassing other brands in my opinion. They just murdered it this year. So for all the reasons and those, it's Asics.
Cool. What about you, Ollie?
Look, as much as I would love to put Adidas as number one, I think Asics as well, because look, their GRs are just flying off the shelves, and like you said, Donald, like whether it's like just that perfect timing of the Tech Runner 2000s, you've got their like Gio Canado 14s now being retro as a lifestyle shoe, and so like they've got so much legacy that they can tap into, and I think they're just getting started. I think they're kind of like New Balance in like 2020. I think they've made their stamp. People are aware of them now. I think like one of the comments on the Complex Top 10 panel was the fact that like they said that Asics, Asia, Australia, and Europe has already had Asics for such a long time, and so it's almost like America's starting to wake up to it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Asics has been around for ages, but I feel like now that America's tapped into it, like that cultural zeitgeist is moving towards Asics, and so yeah, I think they're having a big moment, and I think like a lot of my like bubbling under the top 10 were a lot of the Asics pairs, like the Above the Clouds, the Howl pairs. So yeah, I'm happy to give Asics Brand of the Year, I reckon.
Yeah. I thought that was a really weird comment by them when many years ago you had like a number of American brands, American boutique stores who did collaborations with Asics on the Jello 5s and Jello 3s. So I thought I was just very puzzled where that came from in a sense, or whether or not
it's a weird panel.
Yeah.
It's
That's
a very
funny.
weird
Like,
panel.
that's not weird to say.
Yeah. For me, I agree as well. Like Asics, but Adidas is hot on the heels. Like they're having their Panda Dunk moment at the moment with the Samba. They had the Samba Consortium Cup. I know you got the N
awesome,
pair G. There's like that's like you can't choose any of the pair in that Consortium Cup, and it's amazing. So obviously the kit Samba Clark's pair as well. There's just a lot going on, and it's not just the Samba. Obviously, it's all the adjacent silhouette as well, like the Gazelle and all of those other stuff going on. So, yeah, it's a very, it is Asics, but I feel like Adidas is bubbling like the way that New Balance was bubbling a few years ago. Like wherein you had the 550s, some of the newer silhouettes coming in. They had the Samba and some of this old school silhouette as well being reintroduced. I think they're on the cusp.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't fuck it up, because we need that variation. Like we can't just have Nike and Jordan every year. Because
well, I've got to say, like Nike and Jordan have had such a down year. Like if it wasn't for like Nike SB and a handful of like Travis Scott collabs, like no one would be talking about Nike and Jordan Brand, which is why like it really like really ticked me off when they kept talking about all these Nike sneakers on the panel. I'm like, what planet are you living on, man? Like no one's
they're
really talking about
shoehorning
that
it.
kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Well,
like,
that's-
it's not Nike's fault, right? It's just that they've oversaturated. Like they were the top for like 29 before COVID, during COVID. It's all Nike and Jordan, and
They've dominated for
now
so
everyone
long.
has a Jordan 1, everyone has a Jordan 4, a Jordan 3, and that's all they've been doing still. And obviously the demand's gonna go down. So
yeah, it was funny too
saying,
because
Micah?
I was gonna say, like, I think too the SB4 is probably inflated because it was the only Jordan release, and it's okay. I certainly want to get a pair at some point, and I will. But I don't think it's worthy of Sneaker of the Year myself. I just think it's like, it's a pretty cool release. It's always nice to have an SB on a Jordan. I like that. But there's so much diversity this year from all brands. And so it's really hard to like not look at other things. It was funny too when Ollie was showing his number one for him. I was like, they're still pretty cheap. I was like looking up on StockX how much they were, and like I was like, I wonder how much those Bad Bunny forums are now. I wonder if they've gone down as well. So so
the white pair is on the retail, man. So go for it.
I still want the blue pair though. It's the only one I really want, that blue pair though, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I feel like, what I like is that, you know, for me, I'm loving the variety that's popping up on socials, like especially in the sneakerheads group. Like there was a time when it was just Nike and Jordans, and I think now people are, which is awesome, venturing out, just because obviously, you know, there's a lot of sneaker sales, there's a lot of sneakers available out there. We're sport for choice, and it's the perfect time to go and just dip your toes in different brands and see what you like. And I mean, you can go grab like an A6 a few GT2 collaboration for less than $100, which is ridiculous. That's if it's your size, which is ridiculous. But you pop those on feet and they're just so comfortable, and the materials are fantastic. So I think more and more people now are starting to see, you know, bang for buck in a sense. And, you know, we want to pay a price for quality, for craftsmanship, so on and so forth, and not be disappointed with glue stains all the time and whatnot. Like I'm still a big
leather.
Like I'm still a big Nike guy as well as Jordans, because that's what I grew up knowing, right? So I still have I've got like a lot of Air Max ones and still have my Jordan collection and stuff. But now I'm kind of just like, man, like I want to start culling a lot of, like keeping all of my OG colorways of Jordans and just passing on what I know I probably won't wear anymore, because it's more room for other sneakers now. So like the recent Adidas Bad Bunny Torsion Supreme or whatever it is that came out,
the end torsion.
Torsion that was really good, right? So but even the Bad Bunny one that released, wasn't it?
The
Response CL.
That's the one. Sorry, yes, that one. Like that was a great release too. That was a nice shoe. So more brands coming out, like, and it's good. It's good to see variety. I love seeing variety.
Yeah, I was surprised too that we were just unanimous on ASICS. So it's obvious, like, they've just killed it. Like, they've just been so good this year. Like, so much variety, and awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just happy New Balance is still consistent regardless of all of these other guys popping up now.
You had so many New Balance in your top 10, bro.
Consistently producing great pairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I could easily go all New Balance, but like I try to be fair.
It's like, I'll be honest though, like even like I don't have many New Balance, but I wear them a lot just because they are so comfortable, you know. So I often gravitate towards my New Balance as well, because I just like, if I'm just like having a nothing day, they're like one of the first pairs I go for. It's like I've got to have some comfort.
Yeah.
It was the pair I took to Japan was some New Balance, because I knew I'd walk a lot, so I was like, I wanted to be comfortable.
Cool. All right. For everyone still listening after an hour and a half, thank you for sticking with us. And I think we probably need a catch-up episode sometime in the next few weeks, just to see of how much our top 10 moved with the last pickups with the last 2 weeks of the year. So I know there's still a few pairs coming out, like the Powerpuff Girls and some other pairs that might be dropped by surprise. There's still Joe Fresh Goods pair that I'm hoping I would win, but yeah, I think it might change. Any other closing remarks or parting words, guys? G?
Yeah, not really. Hey, like, it's just another great year for sneakers. Just another one, in my eyes, anyways. Just because of the variety. And I know I've said this again. I've said this before, but for us, we're just spoilt for choice, really. Even going on eBay and finding like gems from way back when, right? I guess for me, I love the fact that I was able to cop a Hanon pair that was released in 2015 that I missed out on, and it was still DS and it was from the shop because they were closing. So I love the fact that was I was able to do that. So yeah, so I'm just hoping the variety continues. I'm hoping we get more sneakers, more low cut runners, more comfortable shoes. Yeah. Good year.
Very good year. Micah?
Yeah, it's funny because for me it was a good year for getting sneakers from other years. And I feel like we need to do another pod just to go through all my LPUs alone. Like I've got like probably 20 pairs that you guys haven't seen that are like fucking grails. So I know I showed you two at the start, but there's a lot more and a lot of heat. But anyway, having said all that, it was a really great pod. I really loved seeing everyone's top 10s. I was glad that the one crossover was that X-Men pair that made all of our top 10 lists. I was very happy about that. And I just, I loved everyone's list. It was great diversity between the four of us. So yeah, thanks to everyone for listening, and thanks, guys, for sharing your top 10s with me as well. I really enjoyed it.
Cool. Ollie?
Yeah, look, I think the phrase that keeps popping up in the Facebook Sneakerheads group is what a great time to be a sneakerhead, or what a time to be a sneakerhead. And it's true, whether it's picking up like old pairs like Mika, or picking up a bargain from the outlets, or getting a sale, or just simply walking into a store and picking up a pair and going, oh yeah, I might like it, and actually buying it, as opposed to like missing out. So I think we've reached that parity point now where like outside of like 10% of like hype sneakers, you can actually like relax a bit. So it's a really nice sort of climate to be in. It's really satisfying as well to see resellers be starved as well. Like 85% of them are gone, which is great.
Yeah,
so
great.
Not having any more toonies anymore, which is really cool. But yeah, look, thank you again for having me on Soul Kitchen over the last year. I love being the Adidas guy, though it looks like Donald's now taking my crown, so I might have to be the Kangaroos guy, or maybe like, I don't know, like what other brand? Crocs maybe, I don't know. I like the Shrek Crocs too, they're really cool, so I might do a top 10 Crocs with soon. But yeah, look, I love the variety on Soul Kitchen. I love all you guys as well, so yeah, really cool to be a part of it.
Cool. And with that, we close off our show. And thank you. Hopefully, we do another episode soon, and we'll see you back. Cheers, guys, and happy holidays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy Christmas.